Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
So I'm both excited and really nervous to jump in. So I don't have a ton I want to talk about up top. We're getting into our final episodes. I want to use the time we have left to get into the game. I had to do a decent amount of research on any psychopomps who have access to plane shift. But otherwise, I think let's rejoin everyone as they wake up the next morning. So yesterday in game, you came out of the monastery, the Grey Gardener's monastery. You went up into town. You know you have a day or two left before the worm finishes its ritual. You talk to Kenzin. You don't, based on your checks, you don't think he's the mastermind, probably. You talked to Nelibet, asked him if hey, can you call in some psychopomp buddies and maybe help get Kenzin off of this plane of existence. You got some gear, you got ready. We kind of talked offline about some of that. You bought some items, transferred some runes around, and you're going to go try to kill a god. Does that sound right to everyone?
Yeah, I think we're going to go to the obelisk first to see if we can find out more about this ritual, or if there's a way we can cast it and get Watson touched by the worm or whatever. So
mechanical note, keep in mind, I think if I remember correctly, so I don't have to redo all the math. The checks are pretty straightforward for everyone else. It basically comes down to Jared needing to roll a 16 or higher on a D20 for it to work.
Or Nelibet.
Yeah, I think that's...
No, Nelibet isn't a performer.
He says no.
He's not? Okay.
No.
What an asshole.
Oh,
yeah,
well then,
it was a 13.
Get him out of here.
No, you need to roll a 16 or higher.
16? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 13. Okay.
Can we find a bard in the...
You could, if you want to kind of go into that, but let's just get right back into it. Yeah.
God, I really don't want to have to role play going to find another random person. Hi, we're the heroes. Come with us to this scary murder citadel.
It's going to be a lot of blood.
You'll probably die.
Something pressing on your mind, making you feel horrible.
So let's kind of cut back right in the morning. Who's doing what? It sounds like you need to wrap up things with Kenzin and Nelibet. Maybe you're going to go try to find a performer of some kind in town. We won't need to roleplay that out. If someone wants to look, we can do a gather information check to try to see if there's anyone in town for the Jubilee.
I'll do that.
Who's
ideally somebody that we maybe have interacted with before, or maybe is kind of aware of the situation a little anyway.
I mean, word is starting to make it around town that some shit went down, and a handful of people helped everyone escape who was at the party.
Is there one that looks a little more metal than the other bards?
So are we doing the bard first or Kenzin? And let's do the bard first. Let's just get that done real quick. Okay. Who wants to make a gather information check?
I can do that.
Okay. Anyone who wants to make gather information checks?
Can I just say too, Fox wakes up and for the first time puts on his full Eagle Knight regalia.
Oh,
He shaves up. He trims his hair. And he puts on this ornate, almost like, if you have your dress uniform as opposed to your daily.
You have plumage on top.
Just going to fight in his dress
not that
blues.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
But it's blue and silver. And he's got these eagle pauldrons that are pretty cool.
Nice.
Sweet.
And he's got that. The one thing that he does maintain is that golden sash that he's got kind of tied around the haft of his halberd.
So dope.
Holy shit, you look fucking awesome.
So I think that they actually touched on something nice and short. Anyone else have any, what's your morning suit up? You shave, you dress blues, you're going to walk to your death or kill a god today.
Yep.
Watson, what about you?
Oh, Watson puts on the rhino hide with he just told the story last night. And so he puts it on with particular care and, brushes it off. And it's just
okay, let's do this thing.
Val puts on, her usual stuff and has her hair completely tied back, down to business, and has all of her weapons out, looking very shiny, like she's been up for hours the night before just polishing and fine-tuning them. She also takes a box of something that Drosharis picked up for her and slides it, into her holster. And
It's meth.
yeah,
Methamphetamine.
and then she has also just displayed, not hiding it at all, the sawtooth saber on her back.
Okay. Dro.
Dro gets up and kind of looks through his journal, looks at some of the things his special abilities has been able to do, does those daily preparations, trains. Maybe he's like swinging at some boxes in the basement, and closes his book and puts all of his armor on, and at the very last second puts the dreaded blindfold on, ties it behind his head, and walks up the stairs.
So remember, literally everyone who sees you is like, oh, fuck, for a second until they
They're
calm
like,
down.
oh.
You're also in, I think, special armor with like the magical darkness hood that covers your face when you pull it up and like
that's
shadowed
right.
pieces.
Yeah, I have the hood, and also she has like the no-see charm like tied around her wrist,
So
like
she
a
can easily
bracelet,
grab it.
so she can grab it really easily if she needs to. She has the ability to send messages again now with it once today. And then I also think it probably goes without saying, but in the time that we're kind of getting ready for things, Val is going to designate the Conqueror Worm as her lead.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is like phrased as the ritual or the seed or, whatever, as her second lead. So whatever the function for how it gets in people's heads is kind of her second lead.
Sure. For simplicity's sake, we'll call it Mental Invader.
Mental Invader.
I like seed better.
Okay. That sounds really, really specific. So now I'm more scared.
It's the worst that could happen.
That sounds slightly terrifying.
Yeah. So in the first place, then having done that, Val will connect the dots and just take 10 minutes in the morning to consider her two current leads. And I can roll a check to see if I can gain information on how they are connected.
Is it a check or do you just ask a question?
That's actually a different ability.
Okay.
So this is a society check to see if I can kind of piece together from all the information I've collected how my two leads are connected. Unless it's two items, in which case it's a crafting check, which is why I never do it.
Makes sense.
Okay.
That's going to be a 37.
I mean, I think you know how these two connect. The Mental Invader and the Worm. One is, I honestly think you have all that information.
Okay.
You know how those two things are connected.
Cool.
You don't think it's like from an item. You think it's an innate power of the worm, and it's sort of one of the key parts of its identity. So, some gather information to find a performer.
Mm-hmm.
Some diplomacy checks.
Okay.
Can I aid?
Yeah, or if you just want to check, you can aid one person or you can check.
I'll aid
I'm going to
her.
use discreet inquiry to make that a deception check
Okay.
instead.
What's your total, Dro?
Really
Don't tell
well.
me yet, Jane. And what's your training in diplomacy?
My training is trained,
Okay.
Well, can I help?
Sure.
and it's a 42.
42. So that could be it's a crit that's a +2. So, Watson, are you helping Fox then?
Oh, I was going to help with the diplomacy.
Yeah, aren't you doing gather information as well, Fox?
I can.
Yeah, that works.
Y'all can just aid me.
I'm master.
Sure.
That's a 31.
Okay, so that's, I think, a +4 to
Yeah.
you, Fox. So, Jane, what's your total with a +2 from Drosharis?
46.
46. And,
Sorry, getting there.
oh, you're all good.
38.
So you, Fox, hear that there's a handful of different musicians in town. A lot have left. Maybe one or two died at the party the other night. You need someone who's really good. You don't just need a decent performer. Now, to be fair, you do have a magical instrument that could help if they play that.
Yeah.
But you do need someone who's good. You ask around town, and you don't. You hear of a couple people good, but you hear that they've left town. Like they're like, "Fuck this! I'm getting out of here."
We got to be able to find someone with higher than a 2, because that's my performance check.
That's true. If he's even like kind of good.
If we got like a choir teacher or something.
Is there a really good juggler? Or
Can you
anything?
read music at all? That'll help.
There's a guy who's like funny sometimes who can give us like a tight 5.
Yeah, perfect.
But Val, you're talking around, and you do hear tell that someone remembers seeing a figure like at one of the really shitty bars in town. That like someone's like, he he did kind of like, he reminds me a little bit of like stories of this sort of like troubadour that we've heard of before, but claimed not to be that person. But some part of he's like, could it be? So there might be someone sort of traveling incognito that's at like a dive in town.
Well, I'm going to go find him.
So you walk, you find your way there. Do you go by yourself? Drosharis was with you earlier, so maybe Dro's with you.
Val's
Yeah, I'll
fine
go with
going
you.
alone. I'm fine if somebody comes.
Is
I'll
his
go.
name Hans Olo?
Fastest mandolin. Made the Kessel song in
12.
Sure.
Wearing his Star Wars shirts and everything.
So you go in and it's a shithole of a place. It's pretty bad. Walking in, you know what? Let's see if I have. Do I have in sounds? I feel like I've got to have a good in sound.
There's gotta be sounds out of that somewhere.
You walk into this place, like creaky door on like rope hinges. And sure enough, there is a man who's like sitting in the corner playing pipes.
Like windpipes?
Small, like pan flute.
Val
Comes in
leaves.
the corner. All right.
Fuck this guy. No, I know who this is.
Hello.
And I hate him.
Dro, so you and Dro walk in. He's sort of there, mournfully playing a pipe song.
You try to leave and Drill just like pushes you back. Now is not the time.
I've heard of this guy. He is maybe worse than Nelibit. And she'll turn back around and she'll be like,
Yeah, Drill just shrugs like,
He finishes up his little bit and walks over to the bar and sits down, looks over. Hello.
hello.
Can I help you?
Yes.
do you do jazz pan flute?
What's your name?
Who's asking?
Valentine de Castel.
Oh, I haven't met you. I'm no one. Just a traveler.
I've
I'm
heard
gonna-
about you, and I think I know who you are, and we have something we need your help with. We're willing to pay. Don't ask questions. We can't give all the context. Just come, do your thing, and then leave.
This is an odd request, but
These are odd times.
I've
She's going to turn
done
around.
more with less.
She's going to turn around to Drosharis and be like, his name is Tulip Wellington. He was a character played by our friend Josh, and he is the worst. Anyway, and she'll like turn around.
Best.
Oh, Josh.
Is this like a music thing you need?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Yes, of course. I mean, I'm very busy and my rates are high. Higher than
Drosharis
that?
has a lot of money.
He looks over at you.
It'll be fine.
All right. Give me a diplomacy check, one of you, to kind of convince him. Then we'll kind of throw this away.
Can
But
Val flash her pistol and make it an
That's
intimidation?
not what I thought you were going to say, Flash. I was like, whoa, we just took a turn here.
All right.
You're coming with us, Tulip Man.
Can I do that?
yeah, you can try to intimidate the person you need to help you.
No, come on, diplomacy, I'll aid you.
All right, fine.
We have to
Only
play
because
nice.
my diplomacy is actually
If it
higher
doesn't
than
work,
mine.
we'll intimidate the shit out of them.
Okay. Are you aiding me?
Yeah, I got another 41.
Okay, that's what's your training in diplomacy? Oh, sorry,
Train,
so I get plus
so
2.
Oh, so I get a plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jane's gonna roll.
We're not even at the boss fight.
It's a 36.
So we're not going to get to this. You find a somewhat well-known Kervosan musician and an older gentleman at this point. He's a little rusty, but you're able to... What's
yes,
that?
Jason?
I'd like to go back to that 36 you rolled.
Yeah.
What's your plus?
My plus on diplomacy, it's not
With the
that high.
plus 2?
26.
Okay.
Do you
I thought
actually
it was
have a
like
higher one than...
31, and I was
No.
like, you rolled a 5?
My social skills are society and deception,
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to convince him. You pay him probably a couple $100 gold, and you sort of talk him through, like, you're going to go through a magical dark room, there's a trap, don't touch anything. He's sort of weirded out, but yes, you have hired a musician who's used to be well known somewhere else. You find a musician in town. That's
Come with
fine.
us, Tulip.
Yeah,
In
look,
another
you're right.
game.
You just have to find someone who's better than a +2. So, like,
Yeah,
sure,
totally.
you find this traveling troubadour.
What is Tulip's performance check?
I mean, if I'm pulling this
Somebody call
forward,
Josh.
Yeah.
no. So I can do the math. He's probably got a like +20, +21, even out of even sort of older as he is.
Should we just pay him with the instrument that none of us can use and we can't sell?
Yeah, we could just give it to him.
Let's see if
Yeah,
he
sure.
lives
You
first.
can have this.
Yeah. Okay. So, but now let's cut over.
He's like a minor relic of
I cannot
performance.
believe the
see
glee
this
on you and
legendary-
Trent's faces. I cannot believe that you just put that character in here.
You got to build out the world. So you get this dandy of a bard.
Is Tulip your real name? Is that a nickname?
It's actually a family name.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. I suggest Beef as a nickname.
I
Tulip Beef Wellington.
all right. Let's not spend too much time on that. That's great though. You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
for sure.
Grab a patch off the stack.
For Tulip Beef Wellington?
Yeah. Because look, without that patch, you might beef this.
Oh.
True.
I
Got
need
the
to
Bob
just
Ross
start
patch.
throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
I might get a patch.
Puns. He likes puns.
Come on, dads.
All right. So you find, we'll say for simplicity's sake, you find Kenzin and Nelibit, and they're at Kenzin's place. You actually kind of go to the back where his bedroom is. Nelibit sort of walks in. You walk in, and Nelibit's sitting in a 3-legged stool by himself.
What's the deal, Nelibit?
Well, I found a way, but my options were limited. We did the best we could. Kenzin and I worked through part of the night in order to make this work. And even work as it is, it's a long shot at best. He's getting ready up in his room. They're waiting for you there.
Oh. Alrighty.
We go.
We go.
So you walk back up into Kenzin's room, and you see Kenzin is laying in bed. There's a couple of empty glasses like on the nightstand. Kenzin's in white robes, and he looks as much as he can pale, extremely pale. Standing over Kenzin is a man. You might want to describe. This is a medium-sized human. You know what? Let's go ahead.
I love this part.
Yeah. Describe
Ooh.
this.
Oh, what is that?
Who the hell is this?
If Watson had horns and a snail shell,
yeah.
It's
Sounds
a big
bad.
snail shell.
like a
thing.
big
Yeah.
one.
Big.
What's the master from Karate Kid?
Oh, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh,
He
Mr.
looks like
Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi with a shell.
Yeah.
Shell on his back.
a snail shell.
And
on
it's
his
Yeah.
like
And
Sherpa pack like
Yeah,
size.
for
and
sure.
a badass skull staff.
Yeah.
Yep, a
Yeah,
skull
yeah.
staff.
Does he have horns?
Yes, he has big. He kind of looks a little bit like Krampus. Like he's got big
Yeah.
curling
yeah.
ram's horns
He kinda
coming from
does.
his face, like coal black skin with a big white beard and a gray robe, and this giant snail's shell strapped on his
What
back.
is this
You
thing?
look fucking awesome.
Yeah, you're really cool.
Who are you?
Give me a religion check real quick, Jane. Just going to roll this open.
Okay.
I like that our music's still going.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is for Asma.
For Asma, I haven't seen you in ages. 41.
How are you, you son of a bitch?
Is that a
So
new show?
you recognize this creature as something called a shoki. They're shepherds who lead wayward souls to the boneyard.
Ah.
And
Like a Charon character?
sort of similar, yeah. Val though would know that they have an ability called Soul Lock, in which they can take the soul of a creature that is either undead or on the brink of death with the dying condition and store their soul in their staff.
Did
That's
Kenzin
dope.
poison himself so that he could get his soul stored?
Kenzin looks up at all of you. I am glad you made it. before I had to leave.
Oh, my. You are very brave, Kenson.
I think Val
you
is just
saved many
stricken.
lives in Galt.
We owe you a lot.
His soul will be stored with.
I will keep it with me.
Oh, you are creepy.
What if Nelibet is the bad guy?
Then I will kill him.
That would be so much fun.
There weren't many options for what we could do. And I didn't want this one, but Kenzen chose it. I brought my friend here, and he agreed to shepherd Kenzen with him, but keep him from his permanent home in the boneyard. His soul will be safe, but his body will be passed here.
Will
When
he
it
be
is
coming
safe, it is not his year, not yet. When you say it is safe, we'll try to find one who has the power to reunite his soul and revivify his body. I'll do what I can with the limited magics I have to keep it from passing too much without his soul keeping it alive. But Kenzen will die, and we will keep his soul and vigil in the boneyard until you say it is safe.
Thank you.
You with the snail shell on your back. Do you get in that and sleep, or
It does look quite roomy.
There's not room in there.
what is in there?
Soon, your friend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say soup.
It's sort of a slurry.
Ew.
Gross. Well, cool.
He's almost gone.
Oh.
Kenzen, you've served the lady well.
We will sing songs of your passing, Kenson.
And smoke some of your finest herbs in your name
That comes later.
I
after we win.
am scared.
Don't be scared. Here, take my hand, Kenson.
He holds it.
Joshars takes off his blindfold.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
maybe
you.
that's why he's scared.
Sorry about that.
No, but it's like, actually, now that you mention it, I am also scared.
That was really good.
Kenson, you are the bravest Tengu to have ever lived.
Val would say, like, I think, because she said some sort of, like, rite of Pharasma to the Banshees, and I think she would say the same thing now.
Kenzen sort of takes your hand and says it with you as he drifts off. And you feel his body start to get cold. The Shoki places the skull head of his staff down upon Kenzen's chest, and you see lights move from it into the staff. You see the Shogi look back at all of you, nod at Nelibet, and then just step out of existence. Nelibet looks up. I will not leave his side for 2 days and 2 nights. I shall keep vigil. Pharasma's sands keep running, and I shall stand watch. If I do not hear from you, then I shall know all who died did so in their time and in their way. I hope I hear from you.
Thank you, Nelibet.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I truly hope I do not hear from you.
This is how she is. It's not. I mean, take it personally, but don't.
But she will say, like, thank you.
Thank you.
And then,
Oh, thank you.
Now go, and let the Lady of Graves welcome your foes.
actually, that's kind of badass.
Let's go kill a
Joe
god.
takes one last look at Kenzen's body, puts his mask on, and abruptly walks out the door.
Scared me.
Val, as you walk away, Kenzen left one of his feathers in your hand.
Oh,
Oh my god.
All right.
A lot of really nice animals die in the show.
I think she'll like pocket it. She'll keep it.
So you walk out,
Put it in your cap.
you walk down, you get outside, tulips waiting for you outside the building. We good to go? Or?
Yeah, sorry about that.
We had to let a friend die real quick.
To the obelisk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, don't
That sounds
ask.
really heavy. You doing
it's-
okay?
Yeah, no.
You play metal, right?
It's pretty rough.
Actually, I played a little bit of everything. I've been really working on my jazz melodies.
I'm actually going through a religious crisis right now. Can we just go?
Oh,
Let's
sure.
go.
Tulip, have you ever heard the tale of Burberry the Rhino?
Oh my God.
No, we should
and
not
like
tell
Val
that
just is like,
story.
I can't today, and just stomps off.
Not before we go in that basement.
So you all walk over there. You get to the building. You walk up, and it's sort of late morning, I imagine. The sun is casting a long shadow for the monastery. You work in. You walk your way down. Look, here's what I'm going to say. With these people in hand, I'm not super worried. You all have the checks because if it wasn't for the religion check, everything else is in, or the performance check, everything else is in the bag.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand wave this. You got one ask. You perform the ritual to learn one thing.
Are we in agreement that what we want to learn is how to coax the worm's consciousness into Watson's mind?
Or how to get me touched or seeded or what have you.
Drosharis?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the one that has the knowledge of the occult in order to gain this information and relay it to us anyway.
Drosharis is like thinking about whether or not we should think about weaknesses or strengths or any of those other things.
Yeah, how to
and
counteract it.
And he's like, I suppose that is what we should do.
All right.
And that's what we do.
All right. So you're specifically asking about how someone is affected by the mental invader.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Or the mechanics of it, yeah, as much as we can learn.
Right, like if it's possible for us to do it.
All right. So remember,
like
this is all sort of told to you through like flashes and images. But what you learn is that this ability, Mental Invader, and like I said, if you get a success, which all of you can easily get, especially with Tulip there helping, who's kind of fucking weirded out, and as soon as you're done, he's like, I've got to go.
How do we get mentally affected by a conqueror worm?
So like you get the information, then you're sort of like, you can tell him like, all right, he's like, I'm going to go. Do you give him the instrument? He does help out wonderfully. Yeah. He takes it and he's like, I'll sing you a tale, I suppose. Excellent, great. I've got to go.
Tell no one what you saw here today. Be gone.
Of course. Heads out.
Unless we die, tell everyone to stop it.
So a success becomes a critical success because you are asking about an aberration. Mental Invader is a reaction. Its trigger is when a creature communicates telepathically with a conqueror worm, even to respond to its telepathy, or through a spell like message or sending. If you at all respond to it or talk to it, you have to make a saving throw. If you critically succeed, it can't ever be used on you again. If you succeed, you're stupefied for a minute. If you fail, you're stupefied for a minute, and it can use any telepathy spell or mental spells regardless of distance on you as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That kind of throws a wrench in things,
If
doesn't
you
it?
critically fail, for as long as the mental link lasts, the target uses an outcome of degree 1 success worse than the result for saving throws against mental spells and abilities.
So this is only if we respond to its telepathy?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yep.
going to ask. So it can link with us as long as we don't respond.
It can't link with you if you do not respond, if you do not talk to it telepathically.
And none of us have done that, right?
Well, it's good to know anyway.
I think so.
Can we be forced to talk to it?
Oh, did we all talk to it?
Because it said all
When
of
it talked
Gault will
to
know
us?
the same death or whatever at the party.
At the party.
Does that mean that Kenzen responded?
Or does it mean that he was talking to them on purpose?
I think it's possible he just responded because he was in the dark and
It probably
didn't know what
goads
was
you
going
into
on.
responding. Like it talks to you and then
He's like, Dada?
What if it talks to you in your mind and you say something out loud?
You have to respond telepathically.
Okay.
I respond
Because
with
I
the
responded
Michelin
out
Man.
loud to that worm, so I'm like, was nervous for a second.
I'm having a flashback to the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Why is it 5? I don't know.
I respond mentally with the Michelin Man.
yeah,
So-
or like we were all there kind of talking at the party.
Watson, if it speaks to you telepathically and your host speaks for you, what happens?
That's a GM call.
Yeah, that's a great question. I have no idea.
I get to make that call. Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure you all could survive if I'm stupefied for a minute.
Probably not.
And keep in mind, the Conqueror Worm, as I've talked about before, it's even harder to cast spells when you're stupefied if you're near the Conqueror Worm.
Okay, well, question. If Kenzen is gone and we've killed the other people that we know to be touched, do we need to have it go into Watson or do we just kill the worm?
We don't really know, yeah.
I mean, if
I think Watson would be the last option.
Yeah, that should be our last resort if we find there's some other person that it could jump to. If not, then I feel like we've already eliminated all the threats, and so we might as well just go in there guns blazing, try to kill it, nobody talk to it.
Yes?
So is it time?
Tis time.
I think it's time.
Before we go in, Josharis opens his journal and tears out a drawing he made for each of you. For Val, it's a picture of her like shooting up her old lover and that big mess of people that we were in. And
awesome.
For Fox, he's like flying up in the air and looks all super angelic and stabbing his halberd into a Grey Gardener. And for you, Watson, it's like this dwarf is healing somebody, but in the back in the clouds, there's this giant dragon with its wings spread out.
Oh, that's cool.
If we do not make it, I would like you to take these and remember this moment, remember this time, remember each other.
Oh, I'm getting this as a tattoo. This is awesome.
Fuck yes.
I will nod at you.
So,
This actually does make me look pretty badass.
You are pretty badass, but don't tell anyone.
do you all go through the double doors that lead towards the worm's chamber?
I think we do.
We
Do
do.
we shove them open like Aragorn?
Like lean into it.
Hello.
You open it up and you see a wide passage 20 feet across, extending 100 feet away and down deeper. Walking down the passage, it opens up and you can see a part of a ceiling in a vaulted chamber almost 30 feet high. But what really stands out to you is that some part of that ceiling collapsed, who knows when in the past, making a wall of rock just ahead of you. There's an opening to the north, just wide enough where you think you could squeeze past into a well-lit room with an altar at its center. You also see a couple of openings to the western wall that look like they lead into small shrines of some kind. All these rooms are lit by torches.
North
Okay.
is towards me.
North is
North is
towards that way.
Okay, well, Val immediately, that's odds the space.
The shrines seem to bear, like you can kind of make out that you can see two shrines. You can sort of see rooms where maybe a couple other shrines are connected. They all seem to bear different religious iconography, and that stands out to you.
Okay, and then next she's going to sense the unseen.
Yeah, nothing.
No unseen foes.
No, you can't see into the big chamber, but you don't sense any foes in here.
Okay.
It says boss fight. I know it's really crappy writing, but that's what it says.
I fly to the ceiling.
So you, and it's stone wall in front of you. So the only way through is to go through these sort of small shrine rooms that loop around, or
That's
sort
fine.
of push through the gap and where the stone ceiling fell down.
I think we should start walking through the shrines. Check them out a little bit.
I'm stealthing as I walk through.
Yeah, stealth.
Yeah, I think many of you stealth automatically.
Yeah,
Watson's just
I do
clonk,
too.
clonk, clonk.
Yeah, I'm
clonk.
actually going to do perception as we go through the shrines to see if there's anything, like, are these going to harm us in some way?
I'm scouting.
So you step into these shrines and you can see where the walls have been removed between what turn out to be 3 chambers, creating a connected series of rooms with a shrine in each one. Lit braziers burn in the corners, casting all sorts of ominous shadows, no longer weirdly flickering the way they were before when the Sack Hills were here. Who's trained in religion?
I think I am.
I am as well. I'm a master.
Yes, trained.
Okay. So you're a master, Jane?
Mm-hmm.
So walking through these, there's sort of an interesting little setup here. Oh, I actually got it wrong. North is towards you, Jason.
Okay. No worries.
So the westmost of these 3 shrines, Jane, you recognize as it's a sort of a unique one. It's a masked god that you recognize to be Nethys, the god of knowledge and power. The other two are quite more obscure, but you are, as you've trained over the years, able to understand them. The one in the center is a hooded god of secrets and travelers. And the final, in the eastmost shrine, is a clockwork mask, the symbol of Bry, goddess of inventions and knowledge.
Have you ever been into the archives of Nethys? You can learn all kinds of things there.
Occasionally.
Do I get any sense for why these are here?
Yeah, you know what? I think your investigator stuff would put together a couple of things. These are old. These are thousands of years old. You think this is what the monastery was originally built for. You know, that pillar in the other room is dedicated to knowledge and understanding. These are all gods that are sort of connected to knowledge. The big thing that stands out, I think, to you as a investigator, though, sort of a that's oddness, is you'd piece together that these clearly predate the gardeners. But the gardeners seem to have picked up on the aesthetics of all three.
Like
and
masked.
sort of masked hoods, combine them into their own, appropriating different parts of these religions.
Is this some sort of pantheon?
It looks like it could be. It also goes to show how truly unoriginal the gardeners are.
From here, you finally
I bet you they don't
find
even garden.
an
They
entrance.
don't even wear gray.
Before we move too much further,
Okay.
Watson wants to take a minute to cast Energy Aegis
Okay.
on Val.
Okay.
Resistance 5 to all energies.
Okay.
Sick.
Fox is going to drink that potion, that Serenity.
Serene mutagen?
Serene
Even with the penalty
mutagen.
to attack?
There's a penalty to attack. Well, how
Oh,
much
yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
I
All,
didn't see that.
Is it
in the
like power
definition.
attack kind of deal?
no, it's all mutagens are a bonus to one thing and a penalty to another.
Maybe it does.
Like like raging
Minus
almost.
1
Except,
to damage
yeah.
per damage die.
Let's see.
Or -3.
It'd be a -1 on attack rolls and DCs of offensive spells, and a -1 penalty per damage die to all weapon, unarmed attacks, and spell damage.
We'll hold off. But
Okay.
I got it if I need it.
And if you do drink it, it is a major, so it's a +4 bonus.
Yeah, that's huge.
So,
Watson also wants to cast Vital Beacon on himself
okay.
so that people can come and touch him and they will get healing. Which
Awesome.
you guys would
Oh,
know.
nice. Okay.
So you get up to the final chamber, and you can see the rounded walls of this lofty chamber meet at a vaulted ceiling 30 feet high. You can pick out 3 statues of robed scholars standing at 3 ends of the room, but one is now toppled and lays broken on the ground in pieces. As you walk into this final room, you can see several unusual images swimming on the walls, almost as if like projected there. In them, you see market squares and city plazas that Watson and Val would recognize as being throughout different places in Galt. And the most distinguishing features in each of these public spaces, you see massive looming guillotines in the middle of crowds of people, in the middle of festivals. And in these images, you can sort of make out these tendrils of shimmering energy as they trail, connecting to each other through the images, perhaps through the world.
This is the network.
As you walk in, though, you see the worm, like sort of coiled in front of all these images, almost like a bunch of monitors on the wall. It writhes, and you all hear just overpoweringly loud inside of your heads.
Too late.
See here, witness Galt's first death throes. And you can see that one of the scenes shows a plaza that's packed full of people, despite a pretty steady downpour. And the worm sort of like twitches a part of its body, one of its almost like little like sort of leg feet that's along its body, and sort of tugs at one of these tendrils. And you see the guillotine in that plaza in real time shudder, crack, and a spectral form begins clawing its way free of the guillotine. You can realize that all of a sudden you can actually hear sounds coming from it. You can hear screaming coming out of this image, people screaming for their lives, their bodies beginning to falter, dying from proximity to a gray death. Others stampeding, trampling over each other, trying to get away from this town square. I have an offer to make you, and I make it only once. Name me one city, Ingult, to be spared, and leave this place at once. And it's just pounding in your head. The city you name will be the sole survivor among all your settlements in this tiresome land. Anyone who's at least trained in society, give me a society check.
Don't respond.
All right, what's that society check?
47 for Val.
That's going to be enough. Val, you recognize the town. You recognize a few features. It's Halvan. It's a village more than 100 miles from here. You've been there before, maybe a few times with your mentor. Anyway, the worm says all
She
of that.
shudders.
To you. What's everyone doing right now? Obviously, I heard, not responding.
Not responding.
I think we're like making eye contact with each other, like we know. Don't
Sword
respond.
out, staring at the worm.
Someone's got to make the first move. Should be one of us.
I think we all know who's going to make the first
I
move.
think so too.
What does that mean?
Val's going to take a shot at the worm.
Yes.
Meet your end.
I'd like to roll
beast.
off because Dro's about to take off running at it, sort of.
I think I like to imagine that this happens and we all know not to respond, and then we all just look at each other and like, finally, Val has everyone's permission to shoot first.
Yeah.
Shoot that bitch.
I literally
We all
have
just-
chills.
I have chills.
We all just
To hell.
nod.
The final initiative. All right. Jane, here's what I'd like. Use an attack roll to roll initiative.
Ooh.
Everyone else, and get a +1 on it.
Frick yeah.
And everyone else gets a +1. You are all ready for this combat. You're braced. You're ready for this signal. Roll initiative with whatever you want.
You guys are never going to make fun of me for rolling bad again.
Oh, good.
Wait, with whatever we want?
That's appropriate. A lore check, a
like
knowledge,
medicine.
magic. You're going into this fight. You're prepped for it.
So ready.
It tried to have a villain monologue standoff with you.
We can't respond. We just can't.
Can I use intimidate with the way I stare at it menacingly?
100%, yeah.
True to form, Val shoots first, asks questions later. She's going to use her attack bonus to roll this initiative. Rolled a natural 17 and got a 48 total.
Noise.
Did you say we get a +1?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you got?
48.
You also have a 48?
Yes.
Amazing.
47. I rolled a 16.
What'd you roll for initiative?
Sneak.
Nice. So you're kind of flying up in the
Stealth.
rafters.
Yeah.
And Watson, what'd you roll and what'd you get?
Watson rolled nature. He is a druid.
He's been in, so I imagine he's sort of in touch in that moment, communing with the spirits a little as he walks in.
And that's a 45.
Wow.
Yeah, you've been talking to the spirits down here this whole time.
They're not responding, but yes.
Oh, yeah, just in the last episode.
So Valentine, you get to go first. So the combat starts with you just drawing your gun and pistol.
Okay, well,
And I'll let you use that attack roll for your first attack.
amazing. And I will say with that, Val
Oh my god, I'm
went
so
into
excited.
this combat, and I have the note with a bullet loaded that Drosharis bought for her yesterday.
It's Bullet of Killworm.
How
Bane worm.
how big is this creature? Like, what's its dimensions?
This creature. So I got to say a big thanks to Steamforge Games, because I was trying to find a miniature. Like, even Paizo's pawns, discontinued as they are, I hunted all of them down. I have them for our next campaign.
Yeah.
don't make anything for gargantuan bases.
I
So
see.
this is 20 feet by 20 feet.
Wow. And what kind of reach is that?
You don't know.
20 feet?
How tall is he?
Actually, in second edition, reach is no longer intrinsically tied to size. They're talking about if you're creating creatures that like vaguely, it will probably be like this.
Sure.
But so now it's specifically related to each attack. And honestly, in order to sort of keep combats from being so stagnant, what I found in most of my play is that most creatures don't have phenomenal reach. This thing is clearly going to have something. It's a big coiled up worm. All right, so Val, you open up. What is this thing, this bullet you have loaded?
So with a 48 to hit, Val takes a shot.
By the way, is a hit.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Val takes a shot, and if you see the bullet like slow-mo as it passes by the camera, it looks like a serpent's eye.
Also, can I pause for a second?
What?
I would also be okay with this being a stratagem you devised, because it sounds like you planned this with Drosharis.
Well, it's free anyway because the worm is my lead. So, yes. So as it passes by, the bullet looks like a serpent's eye, and you say this is a hit?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the damage first on a stratagem roll.
She's having to roll electronic dice. It must be high.
Yes.
Yes.
That's always
She's
a good
also
sign.
shimmy.
This is not a critical hit, right?
I will
It's definitely
say
not crit.
Okay.
I don't like when you say that.
What's
I
that,
don't like
Trent?
it either.
that this won't do what you are hoping it will do.
Well, it's still better than just regular damage.
Yeah, sure.
So she does 50 points of damage
Nice.
and
What kind of damage?
piercing damage.
Okay. As the bullet hits, it does seem to rip the flesh a little deeper than you expected it to.
Awesome.
Oh.
And the worm is now subjected to a 6th level flesh to stone spell.
Yes.
So it would get a save,
Okay.
Yes.
fortitude save.
And
It's a
does this-
DC 34 fortitude save.
All right. You know what? I've had these headlopper dice, been rolling them a lot. DC what?
34.
Fortitude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It critically succeeds.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
So-
this has the incapacitation trait,
Yeah.
and it's a 6th level spell, so it would not have
So it
like
becomes a double critical success.
Double critical.
it would not have to continue making the saves essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I only have one of these anyway because they cost $1,300. So
It's worth a
And
try.
that's still fantastic damage.
But
yeah,
you do watch
50
it
points of
blow
damage.
in, and like it's so bulbous that it hits, and it seems to like pierce a little easier through its skin, and like parts of it just start. I mean, it's massive, it's gargantuan, but like little bits of itself just starts oozing out as it twitches at you.
Don't touch that.
Gross.
I pre-rolled initiative for this thing. I'm nervous about what I rolled now.
You rolled
Okay.
a 30. Perfect.
I'm just gonna reload and shoot again.
Okay.
Because that's something that I can do.
Kill it, Val.
Natural 19.
Oh
Nice.
shit!
Let's go.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a crit on the pistol.
No, it's your dagger
That's
that
the
has
dagger.
that.
But that's a 44 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oh,
my
brutal.
gosh.
Boss fight.
Everybody
Fuckers.
gets scared.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
And then that's it. That's my turn.
That's turn 1. I been ready to count this stuff. All right. Drosharis, it's your turn.
Drosharis.
Gargantuan god looms across the room at you. I want to do something with you that I think you may have noticed. Roll an occult check for
Okay.
me.
Ooh, that's good. 42.
I think you saw that when it pulled on that, when it released a gray death, it took a lot of its energy and effort to do that. Your guess is that you don't know if it's done. You think you got here before the ritual was done, and it probably used most of what had been building over the last day or two to trigger that one.
Okay, cool.
But you do still see many more blades up on
Okay.
that wall.
All right.
Get on it.
Dro is
Drosharis
taken off.
Just charging
Get
down
up.
the fucking place
I
with
love
this worm.
the idea that Val takes a shot and Dro just like sword out starts like hauling ass
Yeah, what sword do you
towards
have
the
out?
The
worm.
flaming one.
Fuck yeah, witch's fate.
Which is fate. And as he runs up, he grabs it with his other hand with double-handed assault, takes a swing at it.
Just imagining, like, since you mentioned it, I just have Aragorn in my head.
Yeah.
The like bastard sword up at the shoulder. An executioner's blade.
I rolled a 2. I'm using a patch.
Patch it.
All
First
right,
patch
all
of the combat.
No mistakes, Jason. Just happy
No
accidents.
mistakes. 47.
That's a hit.
Ooh,
All right.
get it. We're going to have to roll high.
Or find ways to get up on it.
34.
34 points of slashing and fire damage.
Yes.
Okay. And is that with all the bonuses from double-handed strike and everything? So was that one action to get up or 2 to get up there?
2 to get up there, and then the 1 for double-handed assault.
Did you have sudden charge, or did you just have to
Nope,
manually?
I just had to manually run.
Charge across the room, flavor charge across the room, and slash into it. Hey, Fox, flying up in the shadows of the
Did it
corner
look
of
like
the
it
room.
worked? Did it?
Oh,
cut him?
it sunk
Okay.
into it. You take a chunk out of this thing.
Would you said Val noticed that the piercing landed a little harder?
Yeah.
Can I just say it goes without saying she would have yelled that out pierce
Probably.
it.
Lance the boil. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I relay that its energy was used to attack that town. Fuck it up.
Okay,
All right.
I'll fuck it up.
Fox is going to use
No, don't fuck it up. Oh,
a focus spell. To haste his attacks.
Hasted assault.
yes.
Hasted assault.
Yes.
He's going to enter Arcane Cascade.
Because that's a spell.
He's going to use. I guess he could probably only use one.
So one action for hasted assault, one action for cascade. My house rule is that the turn in which we become hasted or slowed, you get the extra action.
Yeah, but
So you have 2 actions left,
but
essentially.
only one of them would have to be an attack, right?
Yeah, that's true. One explicitly has to be a strike or a stride.
So I'm going to
Oh, in your case, a strike
Use
because it's hasted assault. not
greater
haste.
extending
Oh, man.
2 actions to attack from where I'm at.
Which is how far?
120 feet is where I can go.
Yeah, remember that's what he kept doing from the
Remember, I was-
heavens in the Grey Death fight.
Long ways away.
So we're going to try it out.
All right, roll for it.
Oh, I think that's a hit. That is a... Where's my attack bonus?
Question.
48.
That is a hit. What kind of damage is this?
Piercing.
Oh, is yours a versatile or is it just a piercing weapon?
It's
Period.
versatile.
Oh shit!
Sick.
That
Oh, I'm so fucking
is-
excited.
I forgot to do that. 38 piercing damage.
And once again, it looks like it hits a little harder than it should.
Yes.
Get it.
You're going down.
Just shoots across the room. I am really imagining some slow-mo bit, like the side shot. Val draws, shoots. Dro just runs and cleaves up in the air. Start to see magic wrap around Fox as the lance shoots out. But now it's Watson's turn.
Quick question.
Yes.
I rolled horrible initiative.
Actually, never mind.
Okay.
Is it undead?
Oh,
would do more damage
we
if it
know
was
that it's
undead.
not from
yeah,
a
you know that it's
previous.
an aberration.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay,
had
didn't
actually.
think so, but
I gained that information from one of Val's I was actually thinking that when I had re-listened ahead of this to remind everybody it's not undead, particularly Watson, and Val would be like, "Watson, don't do the life field. It's not undead."
Good information to have.
And I have disrupting on my weapon, so I had to ask. So
Yeah, it doesn't
okay.
seem to hit in that way. Watson, it's your turn. Swathed in Burberry.
Here's what I want to do. Watson wants to cast Earthquake.
Okay.
He wants a fissure,
Okay.
which would be a 60-foot burst to open up beneath it.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk this through with you because we've talked about this before.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you this knowledge because this happened. We talked about this. It was last summer when we recorded this.
Right.
The bedrock that the monastery is built on is complete solid stone.
Okay.
You would know that. I'm sorry to throw this at you right at your
That's
turn.
fine. It's, a waste of an 8th level spell.
No,
It's
no,
cool.
no.
It's cool.
No, no,
It's
no.
cool.
You don't have to cast it. And you would have known
Right.
that
You're
when
just
you were prepping
ruining
your-
all of our fun
Right,
ideas,
I'm just
but whatever.
saying there's no use in having that slot with that spell then.
No, you would have known that when you were prepping, is what I'm saying. You knew where you were going. You knew this information.
Because I think that you had the same idea when we were fighting the Great Death, and
Yeah.
you were given that
I know.
information at
It explicitly says in the book, because they talk about the earthquake ability with the rock mites, and they're yeah, it might collapse a lot of buildings, but the monastery will be fine.
You can't. It's fine. It's fine.
No, they can cast it, and you can cast it. What I'm saying is, like, earthquake has different effects based on the stability of things, so you can cast it, and you can open it up, but you won't have the like things falling down. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want the fissure part.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's solid stone. I'm just giving you the details. Yeah, you're fine.
You're not saying that the fissure would not open.
Correct.
Make a hole, Watson.
Okay, I want to make a hole.
I think
Sure.
she's just saying it won't take the building down.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I was letting
that's-
you know
that's
that.
fine. Yeah,
Because sometimes earthquake also can cause like rubble to fall in and fall down.
Right.
Take the whole fucking thing down, Watson.
I mean, I would if I could.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So you cast it. What happens to this creature then? What do I need
So this would be a reflex save. It doesn't actually
to
say.
avoid falling down?
DC 40
Okay.
save.
All right.
Yeah, it really just says saving
So
throw.
as you open up the ground beneath it, its body stays floating in the air.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
That is pretty cool.
So you
I don't like that, though.
open it up.
I did not anticipate that.
Is that your whole turn?
Guidance on Val.
Okay.
heck yeah.
It's now the worm's turn.
We all went
I'm
before the worm?
so scared.
Yeah, I
That's
rolled
cool.
like shit.
That's awesome.
I was prepping yesterday, had a d20, rolled it, and I was like, fuck. All right. It's its turn. It's going to cast a spell.
Uh-huh.
Does that
Attack
mean
of
it
opportunity.
starts casting a spell next to me?
It starts casting a spell next to you. Big moment here.
47.
Ayy.
That's a hit. So you don't disrupt
What'd you
it.
roll?
You hit, but you don't disrupt.
13.
Joe
Fucking
is
fighters.
such a badass.
30.
Okay. 30 points of damage. You're really putting this on there. I'm really glad that I'm actually going to do something I talked about earlier.
Is this the fire sword as well?
It is.
Mhm.
So the fire's hitting. All right.
Cool.
It casts a
I'll
three
wait a bit
action
before
spell.
I do something nuts.
And you know what? I played this behind the GM screen last time for narrative effect, but let's just play it out. It casts Time Stop.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
Yep.
Foomp.
Ooh.
We are back.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Anybody who's seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie know this sucks.
Yeah, when this first happened to us at the night of the Grey Death, I was like, I don't know what this is, whatever. And then we watched the D&D movie, and I was like, oh, if it does that again, we're all gonna die.
We're in trouble.
You temporarily stop time for everything but yourself, allowing you to use several actions in what appears to be others to be no time at all. Immediately after casting Time Stop, you can use up to 9 actions in 3 sets of up to 3 actions each. After each set of actions, 1 round passes, but only for you. Effects specifically targeting or affecting you, and effects you create during the stoppage. So all time passes for those. All other creatures and objects are invulnerable to your attacks, and you cannot target or affect them with anything. Once you have finished your actions, time begins to flow again for the rest of the world. If you created an effect with a duration that extends beyond the time stop, such as Wall of Fire, that immediately affects others again, but doesn't have any of the effects that happened while you first cast the spell.
So it can't just come over and kick our asses
It
while
can't
we're
stop time
time
and then
stopped.
attack you for 9 actions worth of attacks.
Oh, I was
Right.
expecting to be
Yeah,
like,
that's
all
what I
right,
was
so how many
thinking.
hundreds of hit points does it do?
Yeah, I was like, Val's down. I don't know.
So, ooh. Yeah, so it's basically a chance for it to do some stuff. So, 3 actions to cast that, foomp, and then it gets 3 actions. It's going to go ahead and use one of its many fucking spells that it has set up and prepped. Yeah, I don't love any of this. Okay. It is going to, there's just barely enough room. It is going to cast Dimension Door and a move over to that small side room, sort of behind Watson and
I
Val.
hate that.
Gross.
Dimension Door and step over into there with 2 actions on 1 turn. Foomp, and then it spends another action on that turn to...
It's gonna like eat Watson.
I think probably like recall knowledge on you. and try to learn a little bit more about you. It is then going to cast. Basically, it's going to spend the next 2 turns casting 2 spells back to back. It's going to cast, and I guess this you wouldn't know, so I'm just going to make some notes for myself. So cast the spell, spends 2 actions. Okay. It does that, and then it's going to cast another spell, kind of buffing itself up. Yeah. Ooh, that's a really high level spell. Jeez Louise. Lasts for an hour. You gain a 6th sense of...
So fun to just sit here while James is playing with himself.
I'm casting spells on myself,
And it then
and
reappears right there. Valentine, it's your turn. The worm is all of a sudden over on the other side of the room, coiled up. It seems like it's stuffed itself into the smaller room, bulging at the edges.
It's bulging.
Oh my god. This is so horrifying. This thing is gigantic
It's so
and
big.
terrifying. Okay, so Val needs to reload because she ended her turn on a shot. So she reloads again with bullets that maybe look a little different. And as she reaches in and grabs them, she's like, and like puts them in. You know, she's a quick reloader. So she loads up and she has a stratagem roll for free because this is a lead. And she's going to take that roll and use guidance from Watson to make it a 47 to hit.
That is a hit.
Heck
Nice.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So that is a strategic strike.
Okay.
That's 43 points of damage. And as you see this bullet come out, it's a dark blue.
Oh, God.
And as it lands in the worm, I need a fortitude save.
Okay. What's my DC? Or should I
Do
just
I
roll it?
just
until-
roll it and I'll tell you.
Mhm.
All right, hear me out. 54.
Okay, irrelevant.
so fortitude's
Fortitude
not
saves
going to
are
be the
pretty
way to go.
I figured.
Yep,
It's a god.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
damage though?
It thinks it is.
43 points.
43 points of piercing damage.
Yes.
And this weird bullet doesn't add other things.
No, but she is going to reload just a normal bullet this time. And let's see, the stratagem was free. So yeah.
Do you want some recall? Do you want to recall a free recall knowledge on
Yes,
that?
I will take the free recall knowledge.
All right. This
I was
is
gonna forget those.
occult. What's your occult bonus?
27.
Okay, that's pretty high. But that's really high. All right, go ahead and do your stuff. I'm doing math in the back end.
Okay, Val's going to reload and take another shot at the worm. Oh, not bad. Although,
And Jane, what did you say your bonus was?
27.
Okay.
But it's a 43 to hit on the second shot, which is probably a miss.
Correct. Miss. And you're not able to glean
Dang,
anything
that
else
was a
about this
natural
creature.
18. Second shots are going to be rough for Val.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I think, yeah, that's it. That's her turn.
What's your plus
Drosharis,
on your second shot?
25. Not great.
Drosharis, it's your turn.
Drosharis
It's just going to play rope-a-dope with you.
is going to leap.
You
And
just
on
all
a
looked up.
successful DC 20,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
37,
crit.
I can jump 60 feet.
That's awesome.
So you just hurl yourself across the room.
And
Hell
I'm standing
yeah.
in front of it again.
That's one action. Is it one action to leap or two?
One action.
Okay, because it's a long jump is two actions. Leaps the other thing.
And
you
I have the
boots.
quick jump, which kind
Fuck
of
yes.
boils it down into one move.
So Drosharis just Batmans across the room.
Drosharis is going to swing with keeping one hand free.
Of course.
Actually, I'll do the double-handed assault thing again.
You got flourish. Use it, right?
Somebody read it.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
It's nat 20.
Natural 20!
Let's go.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Are
It
you
is now
nervous?
going to use the spell that
Oh,
it just cast.
shut the hell up. You are kidding me.
You better give me the crit first, man. I
Hit
want that
the
button.
crit button.
It's called Foresight.
Oh
has
a
my
reaction.
god. You couldn't let us be happy even just a little.
Oh my god, it's great. So, you gain the following action. The target of Foresight defends against a hostile creature or other danger, which it is. The hostile creature is in danger of rolling against the target on an attack roll or skill check. The hostile creature in danger rolls twice and uses the lower result. Oh, I think I have to call that ahead of time. But the creature in danger is rolling. I feel like I'd have to use that ahead of time.
Your call.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like,
He'd have to say,
You're attacking me as a reaction. I want you to have to roll twice.
yeah,
Like, I don't think I can just pocket
I
and
see.
wait for a crit.
I see.
I should realistically use it against you.
you should.
All right, so that one's on me. So
Critical.
Hold on, I gotta get a bunch of dice.
we also got to draw a card.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Someone roll a dice for Jason's crit. Or Jason, do you want to roll the dice yourself?
I got
Fox can do
you.
it.
Jared's got you.
It's a 6er.
All right, so we're going to roll
Ooh.
countdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is a slashing weapon. Wide open. The target is flat-footed until the end of its next
Ooh,
turn.
Perfect.
Which is would have been the
Nice.
case anyways.
Cool. So, minimal crit, but double dice.
76.
And double damage. Jesus.
Yes.
Persistent fire damage.
Yeah.
And also has persistent fire damage.
D10?
Yep.
2d10, right?
2d10.
Yeah, 2d10. Hey, good start, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Good start.
You've done so much fucking damage. You said 70 damage?
76.
Yes, I've done a lot of damage.
And as that happens with his last action, he's going to start climbing the worm.
Whoa!
Climb that
Like
worm.
grabbing?
Grabbing and starting to, and he wants to climb it up,
Climb
up
that
the
With,
worm.
with your teeth, right? You're going to bite into it.
Not yet.
It's
Give it some
coming.
time.
It's coming.
I haven't eaten any worm yet today.
Ew.
Jesus. Okay.
So it's grabbed, I guess, with the last free action, and I'll start
Yep.
climbing next round.
Fuck me.
After
Okay.
the show, maybe.
Hey.
Fox, it's you.
Okay, I got to use 2 move actions to get within 10. So right behind Drow. Yep.
All right. It is going to go ahead and use its reaction before its attack to make you roll twice and pick the worst. Just for
okay.
one attack. I should have used it on Fox. I thought I didn't realize until read. I was like, "Fuck! I have to call it beforehand."
I mean,
All right,
I'm glad
well,
you didn't.
I'm kicking myself a little bit right now.
I'll take an attack.
Okay, so
So
you got
minus
just-
how much?
No, it's just disadvantage, essentially.
Okay. That's
for
a
us
16.
5e players, 16 or
9.
okay, so it's based off of a 9. It's flat-footed right now, though.
So that's a 41.
That's a miss.
Yeah, I figured.
Ching.
I am surprised that it's alone. Is anyone else?
Yeah,
Did you expect to see like a caster or two, or maybe a
or
Grey
maybe
Gardener in
something
here?
summoned.
It
I mean,
may have
it
like
may-
a second phase.
We'll talk
Although-
about the
Yeah.
after.
And I mean, like, to be fair, we kind of like got rid of its bodyguard with the Regent.
Does
True.
that statue that I'm afraid is going to come to life later fall into that fissure?
No, it's on the other side of the fissure, though.
That is a giant hole over there that I've drawn.
Then yes, it's down in the fissure.
Sweet.
Thank God.
That's some Dark Souls reflexes. Starting to playing Elden Ring, and every time I see a statue, I'm like, that statue's going to kill
Yeah,
us.
it's gonna kill us. Put it down.
I'm going to aid Dro in his next attack.
Shit, yeah.
What are you going to use to aid?
I will use Deception to, like, feint.
Deception's fine. You can also use attack rolls if you want to aid. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, I'll use my second attack. I'd use my second attack bonus, right?
No. It's outside of your turn. You'll get to use your attack bonus, essentially, to aid.
Okay, and it doesn't account against my
Nope.
next. Okay, then I'll use my attack bonus.
All right, so you're going to aid. Watson, it's your turn.
Watson
Fuck.
will use an action for overwhelming energy
Mm-hmm.
to ignore like 20 resistance, I think.
Okay.
Let me double check that. 18 resistance.
Okay.
He is going to cast Tempest Surge, which is a
Oh.
focus spell.
Nice.
Call down lightning. The same way it called down above you after Burberry's death.
Right. Crackling lightning, storm of violent winds. I need a reflex save.
Okay. It's
DC
pretty good
40.
at that. It's
Is this what
fine.
you're telling me about at the coffee shop?
No.
Oh dear. Okay.
Okay, DC is 40, so this is a reflex save.
Yeah.
This character sheet is so big. It comes out to a 44.
Okay, so that's just a failure or a success, right?
Yeah. Just a success.
I think it's still roll some O. damage.
It'll be half damage, and then it's its turn.
Go ahead and move forward with the next, and I'll just tell you what the damage was.
Okay. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to have its multiple mandibled mouth just open, and you see its stomach, like its body start to convulse, almost like it's going to throw up.
I hate that.
It's going to
And
swallow me.
out of its mouth,
Acids
it
for
shoots
acid.
a breath attack
Yeah.
in
No.
a line.
No.
You know, when I first came over here,
Reaction, by the way, but go ahead.
oh,
I'm up.
fuck, you are flying. I was
Ooh,
like,
true.
but I can pick now because I can draw a couple lines from it. I think I'm going to go Dro and Val in this
Of course
line.
you are.
Nice.
Half damage would be 35.
Okay. And it all seems to go through. You did, it's electrical, right?
Yes. And then I want to reaction that for my two friends
Okay.
with scintillating safeguard
Oh, shit.
Amazing.
and an effect would deal physical or energy damage to you or a creature in range. Resistance 10.
Okay.
Great.
And remember, Jane already has resistance
Yes.
to elements,
It says
To
choose
elements.
one type, physical or energy.
energy. So,
Yeah.
this is acid.
Does that
Oh.
doesn't count as one of the elements I already had resistance to, right?
No, you do.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now it's resistance 10.
I don't think it's. Oh, was it?
So can I
was
stack
lower
it?
before?
It was
does not
5
stack.
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's
Before, yeah.
10. So it's the 10, not 15. But still, 10's
Cool.
better. All
Who
right.
else
So
do
I
you do
need.
that to? Or just her?
Both of you.
Yeah,
Both of
both
us.
Yeah, because you're both getting hit.
Also, honor system, I need to use one of my actions to sustain flight. So
Okay.
I will not aid Drosharis and I'll sustain flight.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep that in mind. It's
I
very,
don't like doing that because it feels like I'm giving you an extra help.
I will
But-
say this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to play by the rules.
Does that
appreciate
breath
that.
weapon
It's fair.
trigger?
It does not. I checked. So, because the only tags that have is evocation, acid, and occult. So
Does-
you're good.
This does say, by the way, that it only applies to the initial damage, not any persistent damage.
That's fine. So the first thing I need is reflex saves from both of you. And now, do both of you have the crits or successes become crits on reflex?
Yes.
Fuck. God damn it.
Nat
suck it,
20
Kill.
again.
You rolling a fucking neon green die over
Let's
there and just
go.
crushing 20s?
That's
Sure
right.
am.
Green.
Natural 18 over here.
Bing, bang, boom.
I had to like really.
Wow.
I know these are like really hard to
You're
read
like,
actually, but
you
they're
read what it says?
great.
Not really.
Ever rolled for sure.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we haven't touched the red button all night.
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
screw you guys.
It's a red button, though. It's really looking
There's
to be
always
pressed.
next season.
49 for Val.
That's a success, which becomes a crit.
Crit success.
Let's
And you just rolled a
go.
natural 20. So neither of you both dodge out of the way of this breath weapon.
Hell yeah.
We came to play today.
Okay, but it'll be back at some point. All right. It has one action left. Fuck all of you. It's going to
Is that a will
strike.
save?
Yeah, that's. I would think that was a 2-action cast.
That wasn't two action breath attack.
No, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
to fuck all of us.
It is going to take an action and it is going to strike out at you, Drosharis. It is going to bite at you with its jaws.
Okay.
Eesh.
Headlopper die. Going for it. Big roll. Fuck.
What is it?
It's still a 43 to hit.
Natural 1?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, right.
Not a crit.
Oh, sorry. 44 to hit, actually.
Hit.
Okay.
Terrible math.
So we're gonna play through this on a few things. First thing that happens is the jaws just crunch down into you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull out some D10s. I got some really fun D10s from a lot of fun sets today, so we'll use all of these.
When he
And-
swallows me whole here in a second, does me holding on to him affect it at all?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't for you. So that's going to be 18. So it's going to be 36 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and then 7 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And then it has improved grab, so it
Okay.
can grab you as a free action.
Okay.
It is its turn, so it's gotten its reaction back.
Okay.
It will then use its reaction for fast swallow
Okay.
Oh God.
Ugh.
that allows it to swallow whole.
Okay.
So now to swallow
Oh
whole,
my
it is not an
gosh.
automatic thing.
Uh-huh.
I have to roll an athletics check against your reflex DC.
a very athletic looking worm.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
It hits the gym. It never misses. It never misses worm day. I don't know what body part. It's all core. All right. What's your? Or I guess I can just roll. You can tell me if it beats your reflex. So its athletics is pretty good. Holy fucking shit! All right, that's going to be a 55 crit.
Oh no!
Let's see if crits change any of that. It doesn't.
Okay.
So you are grabbed now and slowed 1.
Okay.
You have to hold your breath or start suffocating.
Okay.
And you will immediately, when it swallows you, take its swallow whole damage, which is going to be
slowed 1.
Its attack again. Yeah, you're slowed 1 while you're inside. And from swallowing whole, you're going to take 37 points of bludgeoning damage, and then another 7 points of acid damage.
Yikes.
Notice that acid damage doesn't go all the way through.
Oh shit!
Oh.
So it pukes acid. You both dodge, and then it just sort of redoubles.
Yeah.
No. Only against that initial acid, not against all of it.
Yeah.
Cool. So then it sort of after it sort of vomits out, it sort of convulses and then just lashes out, grabs you, crunches you down, and just swallows you.
And all of us are like,
in.
ah!
And there goes Dro. All right. That's its turn, but at the end of its turn, it will take 12 points of persistent fire damage and continue on fire.
Good.
Nice.
Valentine, it's your turn.
Okay, so Valentine is going to reload with a special bullet.
By the way, we're going long.
We're going long.
Yeah.
Valentine is reloading. She's going to take the stratagem roll. Not going to use it. Instead, she is going to step back. Well, she's actually already by Watson, so she's going to just stay there. And she's going to she's going to enact her heroic presence.
Nice. Oh yeah.
And she's going to say, all of you, come on, we can do this. Dro, get out of there. And everybody gets plus 12 temporary hit points. Actually, since we leveled up, it's 18 temporary hit points now.
Hey.
Dope.
And you get a plus 2 bonus to will saves against mental effects.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty useful for you.
A plus 2?
Plus 2. And then this is going to last for 10 minutes. So, and I think I can actually target all of you right now. I don't know if it actually impacts Dro if
I
he's
think Dro can't hear you.
inside the belly of the beast. But so Fox and Watson will get that. And then she's going to reload her gun. And I think for her last, and she rolled the stratagem. So is a stratagem an action? Yeah, it's an action even if I don't take it.
Yes.
So yes, that's it. That's Val.
No, your stratagem's a free action against this creature.
Oh, right, because it's the lead. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm just going to throw my dagger at it.
Okay.
Because why not?
Sticks in the side and Dro's
Yeah,
like,
I still think that's a miss. That's going to be a 38 to hit.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Okay.
All right. So did you miss with all your shit then?
That's the only shot that I took. I just did heroic presence and reloaded and then threw the dagger and it came back.
Okay.
So much sass there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
so
Were you
failed
even
with
paying
everything?
attention to my turn?
There are so many rules I'm looking up. Drosharis, it's your turn. Let's talk about suffocation.
Actually, could I
Let's
get
do
my
that.
free recall knowledge because I did the stratagem?
Yep. So here's the thing, Jane. I did all the math on it. Because of a lot of things that are in play, literally only a natural 20 will help you learn
Okay,
more.
well, roll and see if you get a natural 20 then.
Well, I'm going to let you roll.
Oh, okay.
Because
Come
you know that
on,
it's so
man.
small. I'm going to let you roll, search for that natural
All right,
20.
Is it a natural 20?
I can't tell.
No.
No one
idea.
can read that die.
I'm telling you, I can see
It's
him
a
perfectly
13.
from here. I don't know why.
That's hilarious.
Okay, moving on.
Weep womp.
All right.
Womp womp.
So I think it's time for us to talk a little bit about drowning and suffocation.
I think we're going to have several of those to talk about here.
Oh, God. So, Drosharis, you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to 5 plus your constitution modifier.
9.
So 9 total, or
9 total rounds.
I was gonna say, or is your modifier plus 9?
Plus
Jesus.
9.
You gotta
Cons plus 9. I'm a level 32, actually.
So you reduce your remaining air by 1 round at the end of each turn, or by 2 if you cast spells or attacked. So you have 9 rounds if you do nothing, or 4 rounds of attacking, essentially, before you run out.
That's scary.
Yeah, if you speak, including casting spells with verbal components or activating items with command components, you lose all remaining air. When you run out of air, you fall unconscious and start suffocating. It's a DC 20 fortitude at each of your turns or you take 1d10 damage. Yeah, so basically you just start taking damage automatically and you're unconscious. You're not dying, but unconscious. So that happens at the end of your turn, though. So what's the next rule you want to talk about?
Chopping my way out of here.
Okay. So when you are swallowed whole by a creature, you have to have a light bulk weapon, slashing or piercing is what you want. And in a single attack, you'll have to do a certain amount of damage to cut your way out. Or you can make an escape attempt action to just try to crawl your way out of its fucking mouth.
Is that athletics escape?
Escape can be athletics, acrobatics, or your unarmed attack bonus.
Okay.
You got options. And that's going to be against its athletics DC. It is considered flat-footed to you. You get 2 actions on your turn because you're slowed. That's what's up.
I'm going to attempt to escape.
You're going to do the escape action?
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Ooh, do a big roll?
42.
Okay, let me check. It's giant athletics bonus. 42. That is not enough. You do not escape. You have 1 action left.
Do it again.
Yep.
Actually, here.
Oh, patching.
Oh,
Darth Maul patches in.
Nope.
Dang.
So you are trying to claw your way out of the creature.
You have 2 patches?
Not
don't
anymore.
Oh, you used both?
I rolled a 2 earlier and had to reroll.
Yeah.
Hey, you turn it in. You've put so much damage on this
Yeah.
creature up front. It is on its back tail? It's a worm? Okay. That's Drosharis' turn. Drosharis, at the end of your turn, please mark down you lost 2 rounds of air. And I guess it just said if you only
Dro,
attack...
we gotta get you out of there, buddy.
It says attack. I didn't try to attack. That's why I tried to
Yeah,
escape.
you're right. That's right. So you lost 1 round of air,
Okay.
but you are going to take swallow whole damage automatically. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull all that sexy damage together. Fuck, where did I put that D10? So you're going to take, much better roll than I've been doing in the past. You're going to take 38 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of acid damage.
No acid damage.
Hey.
What do you have acid resistance from?
Dragon amulet.
Fuck, that's awesome. Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Let's go.
Which I would ask you too. It does say dragon's breath weapon.
This is not a dragon's breath
I
weapon.
didn't know if you wanted to like wink and let it slide.
But I mean, like, you completely dodged the whole thing anyway, so
sure.
moot point. All right, Fox, it's your turn. Your friend is inside of the belly of the beast. Also, I love having this giant miniature on the table.
Yeah,
It's so
Since
scary.
my phone is running the amazing Syrinscape,
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it.
would some of you just take some fucking photos,
Wait,
please?
set me up. I'm not dead.
Fox isn't dead yet.
I don't want picture evidence of my death. Fox is going to make a spell strike.
Yes.
Let's go.
It is no longer flat-footed.
Okay. It's not grappled from within.
No. It is considered flat-footed to Dro.
Okay.
Because I'm inside of it. Inside
Gross.
of you. Inside of
I'm
you.
deciding if I should patch or not.
Oh, gosh.
Do it.
Do it in. You're cool.
Do it.
But I'm afraid I'm going to need like a crazy saving throw later.
I'm here.
Potentially.
I'll save you myself.
So I'm going
I don't know. What would a hero do?
I just gave you a +2 to your will save.
Yeah.
I can bring you back from the dead.
I'm going to wait. So I got a 38
Okay.
to hit.
That's a miss. Shing. So you burn the spell. You miss the attack.
I'm going to...
Now you have to recharge your spell strike before you use that again, right?
24 hours. No.
Actually, I will recharge with my third.
And then you have a 4th action. You just want to attack again? Can't do anything else with it.
Yeah, we'll attack one more time. Actually, I can't recharge. I gotta sustain my flight.
Okay.
So we'll attack one more time. 39.
Yeah, it's a miss, but not a crit miss. All right, Watson, it's your turn.
Watson is going to use all 3 actions
Oh, God.
to cast the highest level spell he has,
Okay.
called Storm of Vengeance.
And I've already used my
Whoa.
reaction, so I can't choose to roll twice on this.
Get him.
This covers the entire room
Oh, God.
for a minute.
Okay.
This little room or like the room?
The entire
So the whole
room.
fucking flip mat.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, every turn,
This is like a cathedral-sized room for everyone. Who's
Yeah, this is
listening.
gigantic.
and for a minute,
Okay.
I'm going to choose an effect to use. And exactly. And I can't use the same effect twice in a row, so help me with that.
Oh, God. This is one of those, like, keep it going, each turn pull down different effects sort of things.
So he's going to kind of be like, sorry, Fox.
Great.
-4 penalty to physical ranged attacks and weapon ranged attacks.
Okay.
The air becomes greater difficult terrain for flying creatures. Sorry.
Okay.
Acid rain. No saving throw. Everybody.
Okay. So which one are you picking this turn?
No, that's the one I'm picking this round.
Is all of those?
All of that stuff happens. The acid rain is the thing that I chose.
And
Okay.
we're all
Yeah.
getting acid rained?
No.
Correct.
Except for Drashars.
Yes.
Not everybody.
4d8.
Okay. And there's no save.
No saving throw.
Okay.
Because how would you get away from acid
Yeah, you're
rain
right.
if it's just above you?
So-
That's 15 damage.
So Jane, you'll take 5 less because of
Yeah.
energy. You'll take it. The creature seems unaffected.
Oh,
Oh, son of
Oh, man.
Okay.
It
Business.
just vomited acid. Follow the dragon
I
rules.
kind of figured, but I
Yeah.
thought I'd give it a try. Oh, but we have temporary hit points too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So there you go.
All right. Is
So
that your turn, Watson?
Now
Yes.
I have 4 temporary hit
Okay.
points. No, 3 temporary hit points.
The worm is going to start casting a spell. I'm going to argue that it does not provoke from inside itself
I
when
wouldn't
it
be able to
casts a
know.
spell. Yeah.
Hey, I'm there.
Yep. You have your AOO.
Get him, Fox. Get him.
I rolled a 3. Not a hit.
Okay.
Poop.
I'm not sure who I want the most for
I'm
this.
cold right now. My dice are cold.
Let's. You know what? Let's roll a die. Out on the table. 1 and 2 is Val. 3 and 4 is Fox. 5 and 6 is Watson. 5 and 6. Watson, I'd like for you to make a will save for me. This is a
Okay.
mental spell.
+2.
You get a +2.
It's true.
I have my DC here. It only has
That's
one.
good. I think you have the highest will.
What'd you get?
Check
What'd you
what that
get?
die is for me.
What is
Jesus
it?
Christ.
Natural freaking 20!
Oh, no.
It's 10th level dominate.
Oh my
Fails.
gosh.
This would be a 54.
Holy snap.
Its DC was 48.
I can never hit that. I'm glad you rolled a die.
What was
That is a
That's
natural
will.
motherfucking 20.
That's
Twenty.
incredible.
Shit.
Watson's like, you think you can
I'm glad you all
do
got
that
good
to
dice
me?
rolls.
It's like, I already have a dragon in my head,
My brain is more powerful than any you have eaten.
including Drosharis's.
All right, that was 2 action. It has 1 action left, though. It is going to lunge up and take a bite
Of course.
out of Fox.
Sure.
A bite out of crime.
Do you really want both fighters in your stomach?
He uses
True.
a polearm. He exactly wants him in his stomach.
You need a sword. I'll
I
hand
feel
you
like
one.
you could just like jaws
I
the
can cast-
situation
I
with
can
your
cast
polearm.
spells.
Like,
It's all right.
All right, so here's what we're talking about. It'll be a 57 to hit.
That's a
Oh
crit.
my god.
I rolled well, but also this creature fucks.
I feel
Yeah, of
like
Actually, I think that's a ranged
this is a
attack at
setup
-4.
for failure. But I am curious what happens if he possesses me while I'm in his tummy.
So it is 62 points of piercing damage,
Ooh, baby. Okay.
and
And we
then
have that 3 temporary.
Yeah. Yeah. 59.
8 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And it will then use its reaction, or it will then free action grab you,
Yeah.
and then use its reaction to fast swallow.
Perfect.
So this is going to be against your reflex DC.
You're really good at
DC.
swallowing, worm.
Yes, your reflex DC. And I rolled poorly, so I may not be able to swallow you.
Everybody shut the fuck up right now.
I didn't say anything.
No one said anything.
All of you, I see you.
No one
I just
said
looked out the window.
It's just a funny
I
word.
just heard it.
Everybody,
Word.
focus up.
47 against
Oh, yeah.
Reef.
You got it.
All right. And he then
Oh, God.
That's a bad roll.
Yeah.
Watson, we're so fucked.
and swallows you whole.
It's
Kind
just
of-
10 plus your reflex.
I'm scared.
Yep.
So, yeah,
I'm very scared.
so
We
38.
should be scared, Watson.
Upon
Mine
being
too.
swallowed, you will immediately take 15, 25, 30. You will take 40 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh, my God.
and then 5 points of acid damage.
Did you take this much damage, Drew?
No, I rolled really good on that. I've been rolling shit against
Oh, my
Jason.
God.
I don't remember.
Okay.
All right, Valentine,
Fair.
it's your turn. 2 of you are inside of the worm's belly now. You got off to a really strong start.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Well, Valentine
this is
has.
the most fun I have ever had.
It's not good.
Ever?
Playing a role-playing game. Playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is
Yeah, yeah.
great.
Valentine is already reloaded, so she's going to take the stratagem roll. Which she will accept this roll and also wants to do the recall knowledge. Do you still want me to roll
Yeah, you
that?
can
See if
still
it's
roll
natural 20?
Just hunt for that 20.
Oh, it almost hit a natural
Oh,
20, but
okay.
it didn't. But I will take the stratagem, which is a 46 to hit.
Exactly hits.
Nice.
It's so big, I'm not giving it shit cover over Watson. This thing's giant. You can
Yeah, I
easily
mean-
draw a line to a square of its body that is not obstructed.
Okay, so that's 48 points of damage. And can you do a fortitude save?
Give me 1 second to take some. Actually, I'll go ahead and do that, then I'll do math. Fortitude save. Oh, I rolled shit. 42.
Doesn't matter.
So you said 48 points of damage?
Yes, 48 points of damage. So that's all free because it's a lead, so she does not like the looks of everybody getting swallowed over here. She's gonna click her boots of speed together
Yeah.
and GTFO away from the worm.
Okay. And then up next will be inside Drosharis.
And lastly, she's going to reload on her way out of there.
Oh, God. All right, Drosharis, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Swing at it from the inside and try to cut my way out.
What weapon are you going to use?
The fiery one.
You have to use a light bulk weapon when
Oh,
you are
okay.
swallowed.
Light bulk weapon.
Oh my God.
You have a
The
bladed
fox
gauntlet?
miniature fits perfectly
Yeah,
inside the miniature's
port.
mouth.
Yeah, Jason has placed Fox's miniature inside the mouth of the Conqueror Worm miniature, and it actually looks horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
What is
Too
when I'm
real.
rolling athletics? It's against that one's athletics DC
To get out?
to get out.
Yeah. Any of your escapes, which is going to be athletics or acrobatics or your unarmed attack penalty.
Okay, and I assume that it's a ridiculous amount of damage to get out in one swing. Yeah.
I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
You could certainly try and find out and use 2 of your rounds of breath. By the way, how many, what's your constitution modifier? Fox. Just thinking ahead.
4, I think.
So you'll have 9 rounds as well,
Yeah.
unless you use less to cast spells or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is very scary.
Mm-hmm. This
You
could
want to
be a
just take a
major
pass
problem.
on this turn? You know, think about it.
No.
Spend your time going.
Yeah, I mean, I think I guess you said light bulk weapon.
Yep. Or unarmed, obviously. It needs to be slashing or piercing.
Okay. I'm just checking this out. I think that this works.
And this all, for what it's worth, this whole time
Doesn't
it's just
do
been
enough
screaming
damage.
in your heads like threats and boasts. I haven't been getting super into the roleplay because all of you sort of said like, yeah, we're explicitly not going to respond. But this whole time it has just been yelling at you, talking about how many people it's killed, how you'll be next, trying to provoke any one of you into saying something.
Is it like if we say things out loud?
Specifically mentally. So you can
Okay.
yell things back at it, but it's just screaming mentally into your heads.
All right. Drosharis whips out his sword cane
Okay.
and tries to slice at this thing.
I love the idea of you
Awesome.
drawing a sword cane inside of its belly and just... Because, yeah,
That's
a
fun.
rapier is a
I
light
like
bulk
that.
weapon, right?
Get him.
47.
You hit.
Now let's see if we can get out.
What kind of damage does this blade do?
1d4.
D6s.
But what type?
Piercing.
Okay.
That's what you said, right?
I didn't say that. Jane did.
Oh, I thought you said piercing or slashing.
Oh, yes, piercing or slashing. Yes, so cut your way out. Yeah. You cannot bludgeon a hole in the side of a creature to help yourself escape.
That would be cool, though.
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom.
Do we know would like piercing or slashing attacks on our end help them?
No, it
in
would
the same
not.
way? Okay.
30.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Not too shabby,
I
Drew.
rolled 3
Do I come
5s
out
and
with him?
6s.
So 30 is not enough to rupture it,
Ew.
but
Yeah.
it is enough to kill it.
No! Oh my fucking god! You killed it.
Motherfucker!
So what does everyone see standing on the outside of the worm?
shit.
As they stand outside of the worm, maybe like its mouth is opening up again, but then all of a sudden, right out of its stomach, a hole comes through. And because it's dying, Drosharis takes both hands and cuts himself out of there.
Get it!
What the fuck?
Tune in next week to see what the rest of this cavern holds.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god!
Yeah.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.